1.
We're going to talk about acceleration today, in particular the hips. All right? The hips are obviously the most important joint in the lower body when we're accelerating. If we see our athletes accelerating and we see their mechanics a little bit off with their hips, we have to get them back on the wall, and we need to fix that before we get them moving again. All right? So we're going to go through 3 common mistakes that we see in the hips during the acceleration process, which is the first 10 to 15 yards of a sprint. All right? Coach Mike's here. He's going to demonstrate for us. First thing we're going to go over is lateral movement of the hips. All right? We see this very common in a lot of athletes with weak cores, or they're just not exactly aware of their hip positioning as they're going. All right? So Mike's going to demonstrate. Set. Go. So as you can see here, the hips are moving side to side. This is going to prevent us from moving in a straight line during our acceleration process. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to place a dowel on each side of the hips. We're going to tell our athletes to pretend that their hips are in a small hallway. Set. Go. Now, if they're pressing against the dowel, such as this, make sure we press tight. Tell them to try to not to touch the dowels. Set. Go. Core is locked in, nice and tight. Perfect. Good. Relax. The second common mistake we see is hip rotation during the acceleration process. Back on the wall. Set. Go. So as you can see, the hips are rotating side to side. We're not keeping them perfectly square as we're going through our acceleration process. So, to see this, we're going to place it down on the lower back. Set. Go. If the dowel is lifting off of the knee recovered side leg, that means their hips are rotating. All right. So now we're going to tell our athlete, don't let the dowel lift off your lower back as you drive your knee. Set. Go. Perfect. Now we're saying nice and square, no hip rotation. All right. The third common mistake that we see is lack of glute activation or hip extension. So usually what we'll see is the athletes will get set up and they'll push their butt up a little bit. Set. Go. Now we want to get a straight line from the thigh to the stomach here when we're pushing our leg back. Okay. So the force production leg, which is the foot that's in the ground, we want to keep this straight line. Stomach to the quad. Set. Go. Now to ensure that we're getting the glute activation that we need to produce maximal force into the ground during acceleration, we're going to stick a dowel into the side of the glute. We're going to tell our athlete to activate against the dowel. And if we feel a push against the dowel as it's inside, as it's in the glute, then we know they're activating their glutes. Those are 3 common mistakes that we see in the hips during the acceleration process.